Now, fast forward to last season, after a very, very dreadful season with Napoli, where they failed to even qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Napoli had to change direction technically, so they had to appoint former Chelsea and then Juventus boss Antonio Conte as their new coach. Now, Antonio Conte also came in with quite some different plans because he also felt he didn't want to play Victor Osimhen. He had other plans, and he wanted Lukaku. So he told the president of the club to get him Lukaku, which means that Victor Osimhen had to move. And it was under one of the harshest conditions you'd ever find a well-established, world-class number 9 leave a club. So Galatasaray came in saying that they had wanted to take Victor Osimhen on loan, and everyone was thinking, yeah, that's the point, or that's the part of his career where it all takes a nosedive. Everyone was thinking it was going to be the end for Victor Osimhen. But tell you what, in 39 games this season, he scored 35 goals. Right, so Nigerian superstar Victor Osimhen just broke the record in the Turkish Super League after he scored twice in the Turkish Cup final against Trabzonspor. So he moved to 35 goals and he broke a record that's been standing for the last 24 years. So the record was set by Jardim of Brazil in the 2000 and 2001 season when he scored 34 goals for his club. But Victor Osimhen is on loan from Napoli and already he scored 35 goals with some games to spare even in the Turkish league. So already he's won the Turkish Cup with Galatasaray, the first time in 6 years that they've won a trophy, and they've won it for a record 19 times. That's the most of any club in the history of Turkish football. That's quite an achievement. But let's talk about Victor Osimhen's season. No one even envisaged he was going to have such, a good season. It's been impressive from the Nigerian international after he scored 35 goals, and he could even add up to that tally before the season ends. Now, Galatasaray are still leading the race to win the Turkish league. And they've opened up an 8-point gap between themselves and second place Fenerbahce with just 3 games to go. So all they need now is just one more win to be crowned champions, which means that Victor Osimhen could be a double winner with Galatasaray just for being on loan from Napoli. So what a season the guy is having. Quite a good season. And already with just one season played in Turkey, he's already the 8th player. He scored the 8 most goals as a foreigner for the club in the Turkish league. Now, there's quite a lot of news surrounding Victor Osimhen and perhaps a move away from Galatasaray at the end of the season. Now, Juventus are leading, the teams that are actually interested in signing Victor Osimhen because they are already tabling a 75 million euro bid to sign the player from Napoli. Guess what? There's a player who wasn't even wanted at Napoli when Antonio Conte took charge of the team just last season. And all of a sudden, now you have the biggest teams in the world lining up bids for the same guy. Juventus are not the only club interested in signing Victor Osimhen. What we are hearing is that Chelsea are also interested in signing the Nigerian international. And then also, funny enough, struggling Manchester United are also thinking of going in for Victor Osimhen. Now, they are not going to pay, cash up front 75 million pounds or euros for this guy because that is the valuation from Napoli. Now, what they are thinking of doing is to maybe add 1 or 2 players, some cash considerations, and then make a bid to Napoli. But how is it that all of a sudden Victor Osimhen's season has changed from not being wanted at Napoli to being a world-class and then well-sought-after striker at Galatasaray? So we all knew the story about Victor Osimhen. He played for Lille. He moved to Napoli, for a deal around 70 million euros some time back. And then at Napoli, he became one of the most feared number 9s in the game. So he was part of that Napoli team that won the Scudetto 2 seasons ago. He was also voted the best player. And then also he won the top scorers award in that season. Now, fast forward to last season, after a very, very dreadful season with Napoli, where they failed to even qualify for the UEFA Champions League. Napoli had to change direction technically. So they had to appoint former Chelsea and then Juventus boss Antonio Conte as their new coach. Now, Antonio Conte also came in with quite some different plans because he also felt he didn't want to play Victor Osimhen. He had other plans and he wanted Lukaku. So he told the president of the club to get him Lukaku. So which means that another number 9 in the club in Victor Osimhen will be surplus to requirement, which means that Victor Osimhen had to move. And, it was under one of the harshest conditions you'd ever find a well-established, world-class number 9 leave a club. So Galatasaray came in saying that they had wanted to take Victor Osimhen on loan, and everyone was thinking, yeah, that's the point, or that's the part of his career where it all takes a nosedive. Everyone was thinking it was going to be the end for Victor Osimhen. But tell you what, in 39 games this season, he scored 35 goals, which is quite commendable and quite remarkable as well. And all of a sudden, after being a rejected stone, all of a sudden teams are just, going in for Victor Osimhen. Now the question remains, which team do you think can land Victor Osimhen when the transfer window officially opens? Napoli are willing to ship him out. Napoli themselves are in pole position to win the Italian league, which means that whatever decision made by the club and Antonio Conte will be paid off, which means that there wouldn't be any bad blood between the fans and then also the team for allowing such a prolific number 9 to leave. But now the question we are asking is that which team do you think Victor Osimhen will end up playing? Do you think Manchester United will end up sending 2 players all the way to Napoli in exchange for the Nigeria striker? Or you think either Chelsea or Juventus will end up signing a striker? The comment section is open. You can send in your comments and then let us know which part of the world you're watching this from. As the Al Media Sports with me, Josiah.